Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Angie Wilcoxen. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm going to shove this down just a little bit. So, Angie, you've been here before to talk about the Hannibal Cannibal. Today we were talking about something equally as important, but for a totally different cause, which is Hannibal Kiwanis, right?
Right. The Hannibal Evening Kiwanis.
Hannibal Evening Kiwanis. So, you created, or your group was created to kind of help those who weren't able to attend daily meetings. Is that right?
Actually, our group, the Hannibal Evening Kiwanis, started in 1939.
Oh, okay.
We've been around for a long time. And then the Early Bird Kiwanis was a shoot off of ours for ones that wanted to attend in the mornings.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
good to know. So I think in Quincy, it was the complete opposite. So maybe we took a tip from you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Good to know. So the Kiwanis, you do, so basically you're centered around the children of your community and helping support them through various resources and events, right? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Kiwanis International's motto is serving the children of the world. And so Hannibal, we're serving the kids in our community.
That's excellent. But so, okay, can you give me a few examples of what you all do?
Okay, so last fiscal year, our group was able to give out almost $20,000 in support to our community.
Okay.
One of our big projects every year is our coats and shoes for kids. And so we work with the schools there in Hannibal, and they identify some at-risk kids that might not have new coats and shoes for the winter. And this past year, we gave out 111 coats and shoes to
That's
kids.
outstanding.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. And you also do scholarships, is that right?
Yes, we have 6 scholarships, $500 scholarships that our club gives every year.
That's awesome.
And those are for Hannibal High School students.
And it's all done through activities and events created by your group, right?
Right.
One of which is you have a big event coming up, which is one of your larger fundraisers. Is that
Yes,
right?
this Saturday is our annual pancake day. It's an all-you-can-eat pancakes and sausage.
So it's a tasty one too.
Yes,
That's
good.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it is at the Hannibal High School cafeteria. Starts at 7 a.m. and goes till lunch. So if you're an early riser, we can meet you. If you want to sleep late, we're still there.
Yeah,
So
serving all types, right?
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes.
That's awesome. Okay, and where is it again?
it's the Hannibal High School cafeteria,
Starting what time?
7 a.m.
This Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
$10 per person. Kids 8 and under are free. So, bring the whole family.
Yeah. Get your fill for, your Saturday breakfast before you go out and do all of your pre-Easter stuff, right?
Right.
And support a great cause, which
Right.
is Hannibal Kiwanis. And love the idea. I always love a good breakfast, and this sounds like it's a win-win, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this year, one of the projects we're raising funds for, we're kind of excited about, our buddy benches that we're putting at all the schools.
Oh, I've heard of these.
Yes.
Explain a little bit what this is. I
Yes.
love the idea.
So we actually are working with the Career and Technical Center in Hannibal. They're building them for us, and we've got 2 different sizes. There's a big one and a little bit, but they're going in the schools, and I'm not sure if they're going in the building or on the playground, or it might be a combination of both. But if a kid's kind of feeling down or alone or just needs a friend, they sit down on the bench, and everybody knows if somebody's sitting there alone, they need a buddy, and then they go sit with them.
How great is that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're actually going to have some of those to show Saturday.
So now are these created by a group? Did you say that? Are they like or what is there?
So the Hannibal Career and Technical Center, the students are making them for us.
There we go. You did say that.
Yes,
Yeah,
and they're
Okay.
painting them and taking care of all of that.
Yeah.
And then we've worked with all the schools, and I think even the public library is getting one. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What a cool cause. Great event. And you can't go wrong with a good breakfast, and
Nope.
it's a great price. And it's for the whole family.
And if you leave hungry, that's your own fault. 'Cause
Right?
It is all you
Exactly.
can eat.
There you go. And for a great cause. So head on out to the Kiwanis Breakfast to help support their cause, their mission, and support the children of the community.
Yep.
Right? I
Yep.
love it. Angie, thank you so much. Always
Thank
good
you.
seeing you. All right. Coming up next, Meg Duncan and I sit down for a little bit of Twain Talk. Stay tuned. Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy. Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
What kind of shows will you see on Muddy River Gems each month? The same award-winning storytelling from Mark McDonald and crew that you enjoyed for nearly 20 years on PBS. Muddy River Gems with host Mark McDonald. A new episode every month online from Muddy River News.
And welcome back. Now it's time for Twain Talk with Meg Duncan.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Okay, one of these times I'm going to remember to let you say it with me because I feel like I just speed through it and you really gave it the old college try to keep up there. I was like, I probably should have waited for her. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
All right.
In the overall of life,
Yeah.
it's not going to matter.
It's a little bitty piece of
It's
nothing.
just a little nothing.
That's right.
So it's okay.
And we still get to talk about Hannibal
Yes.
and all things
That's right.
happening
And
there.
allow me to make a note. I have developed a new allergy
to
to I don't know
everything.
what, but now I just sound sick all the time, and I think this is me now.
Yeah.
So hello.
Welcome to the world, new Meg Duncan.
I've never had allergies in my life.
You're not feeling crummy though, right?
No, I feel fine.
There you go. So could be
I mean,
worse.
today I do.
Yeah.
There's been other days I haven't, but today I feel just fine.
Good. Well, there's something to be thankful for then,
There
right?
we go.
There
yeah,
you go.
I just sound weird, so
Yeah.
I thought I might just.
I don't think you
everyone
sound
know.
weird. I think you sound great.
Okay,
But
good.
anyway, so there are, we're talking Hannibal.
Yes.
And we have talked about this before, but maybe not in great depth. And that
Right,
is
quite as much detail.
Yeah. The hospital, St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Hannibal.
Yeah, that's definitely becoming a major topic in Hannibal. And it was
And why is that?
Well, I think there's several reasons. One is it definitely was something that has been off and on for quite a long time, with different developers trying to come in and things happening there, which I'll get into. And then it was also something that I know Barry Louderman, the current mayor, talked about a lot in his campaign. And so, that's just been a big topic in city council.
So now when he talked about it in his campaign, what was the overall, what was he campaigning on?
Well, basically to do something about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not necessarily a specific plan, just to
Not
do
really.
something about the property.
Just that
Okay.
something has to be done. And in reality, something has to be done.
Where is this hospital?
So it's really in the middle of town.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's on the top of Broadway, a lot of people would call it, but I believe at that point it's still St. Mary's.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with Hannibal, St. Mary's and Broadway, they're the same street.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just right there on St. Mary's.
And it's dilapidated, right? Like it's dilapidated.
Yes, it is. And its address is Virginia Street. So it's on St. Mary's, but address is Virginia Street.
Gotcha.
So, it's a populated area, houses, stuff like that. And there's just this great big dilapidated building, which was once beautiful, that's now just causing all kinds of problems. I mean, because, there's a lot of vandalism constantly, windows broke out, water issues that neighbors have talked about just with water puddling up and things like that. So, I mean, I can understand living over there and being like, I am sick of that place.
Yeah, let's do something about it. Tear
Yeah.
it down, develop it, whatever you're going to do. Let's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's kind of come to the table more, like I said, with city council when it was brought up, I believe, by the mayor. Let's set a was it Mike Dobson? I would have to check stories for that. But they decided to set a self-imposed deadline to make a decision.
Gotcha.
They gave themselves until July.
This
But
July, 2024?
They had given themselves till then, but then at the last meeting, Mayor Louderman decided, hey, can we just go ahead and like deal with this now?
Yeah.
And so,
Well, that's something new and different. A lot of times they're like, you know what, we're going to need to push this back a little bit further.
yeah,
but-
it was more,
Yeah.
let's deal with it now.
Good.
And so, yeah, and I felt like all the council was in agreement with that, but they definitely didn't want to say vote on it right then because they wanted to get some public input. So that's going to happen on April 9. So April 9, which I believe is a Tuesday. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. From 6:30 to 7:30, they're going to gauge public opinion on that. At the Hannibal Council Chambers. So that's upstairs at City Hall.
So really the question is, should we tear it down and burden the taxpayers, or should we hold off for a
Hold
private
off.
developer?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it's estimated, Mayor Louderman has said it's estimated to be between like 4 to 5 million to tear it down. Now, at one point, there was a developer that had come in that the city was actually going to donate the building to, and they were going to do senior housing, like low-income senior
Sure.
housing, which actually I think would have been a great
idea.
use for it. The issue was it would take $12 million at that point in tax credits, and they were denied that, so the whole thing fell apart. And there's just been different developers come along. That was I think the most promising one,
Right.
and it just fell apart because the state keeps denying tax credits. They've said that the state has denied their request for tax credits 4 times over the years.
Gotcha.
So it just doesn't seem, and that's what Louderman said. He was like, if somebody comes along, a possible developer, they're going to have to like have the money
Sure.
because it's going to fall through otherwise.
Yeah.
And
It's got to be a
just-
private investor.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, it looks like this old dilapidated building, which it is, but there's a lot of emotion, I think, attached to it.
Well, yeah,
Every-
memories. I mean, nobody wants to
everybody-
see it go, but when it becomes more of a nuisance or even
Absolutely.
a danger, because
Yeah.
if you're having, I mean, there's potentially
Yeah.
dangerous situations.
It
that
is
could happen
potentially
there. Yeah.
dangerous. And so, I mean, I think it has an interesting history. It was founded in, built in 6 stages from 1915. And so, and then in 1988, it actually merged with the other hospital in Hannibal that was actually pretty close by,
Yeah.
called Levering, and they became Hannibal Regional. And now that's what Hannibal Regional is.
Gotcha.
So since then, there's been kind of a look for what can we do to make this building relevant now.
Sure, useful, yeah.
And I know at that time, I think Hannibal Regional used it for offices. And then just different places put their offices in it, which would be a great use for it too.
Right.
But it's been vacant since 2009.
Yeah.
So I think that it's something that
Would the park board be willing to take it on, tear it down, and make a park? That might be
I-
something cool.
it may be. Maybe that's something that would happen.
Yeah.
And I think that all of those ideas like that, because I think that's a great idea. Really, it would be a great idea to have something like that right there because there's so many residents around
Yeah.
there.
Not saying the park district wants to take that. I'm just offering opinions, but
Absolutely.
that's what the meeting
but that's
is
what the
for.
meeting is
right?
for.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone has an idea like what you just said, I think that's what they want people to come and talk
Sure.
about.
Not
you know?
necessarily come and say, I want to develop it, or
I think they want both. I
Yeah?
do think they
Okay.
want it all, if
Gotcha.
that makes sense. That's
Sure.
what I'm getting from the council as they talk about it. They just want to know what people think about it, and they don't really want to move forward with this huge $5 million
Yeah.
project without getting public opinion, which I appreciate
respect
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll definitely be there
Sure.
and write about, what everybody says.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in knowing what everybody says. It's a historic place. I mean, it's on the National Register
Really?
of Historic Places since 2012. I did look that up, and you can tear down a place that's
I was
on
going
the
to say,
register.
that's interesting.
Yeah, unless there's federal funding involved, you can tear down a place.
Gotcha.
So they can still tear it down. Historically, I was born there.
You were?
I was.
So you definitely have ties to it.
My dad was a pharmacist there for a short time before I was born, but he definitely talked about that.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people have those ties. I remember sitting in the waiting room when my brother broke his knee.
Yeah.
That he
Ooh.
totally busted out his knee, and we didn't know if he would walk again. I remember sitting in he does. He's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the waiting room, and all of that stuff. I think a ton of people have those memories attached to it that
There's
are
nostalgia there.
yeah, so much nostalgia, but that's all over town. And do you remember your parents? Did your parents ever talk about that? That's something I think about.
Yeah.
Like, that used to be there.
Yeah.
That, when I was a kid.
I find myself doing it to my kids, and they're
Now,
like, "Oh
yeah.
gosh, mom and her stories."
Which is what exactly you probably
Yes,
did to your
I did
parents.
that,
Which
yes.
is what I did.
Yes.
It cracks me up because for my parents, it was the skating rink.
Yeah.
There's the old skating rink. Oh, how we love the skating rink. And then that got tore down.
Yeah.
And they were so sad.
Well, because it's memories.
It is.
And we had kind of the same situation. I think a lot of people local here, local to Quincy, know the St. Mary's Hospital.
Absolutely.
Right? So
yeah.
they tore that down, and a lot of people, including myself and my family, had really big ties to it.
Yeah.
My grandmother worked there for years and years and years,
There you
and
go.
delivered half of Quincy in that
Right.
hospital. So
Yes,
it does evoke,
exactly.
a ton of memories. So I
Yes.
understand that there is and should be public input. I love the fact that they're tapping public for.
I
for their input.
definitely appreciated that they wanted to do this. It's not like a hearing or anything like that
No.
where a decision will be made. It's just a meeting
Just
where
to
they
voice
can
your opinion.
gauge those opinions
Yeah.
and stuff. So I appreciated that it was something they decided to do, and
Yeah.
so I'm actually looking forward to going to see what people have to say about it. So, and yeah, like I said, I'll get a story together right after that, so everybody else can know that doesn't go. I imagine they'll live stream it too.
Yeah, I was going to
So,
say, that would be awesome.
And
Yeah.
you can also, if anyone's interested in the history of the building, there's a great little history about it on the Hannibal Regional website. So if people ever want to know, that's interesting, you can go there and look.
Yeah.
And I always find that stuff interesting.
It's interesting, and knowledge is power, right?
is,
Because the more
yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
what I say, and that's
That's
why
right.
I'm always glad
and
that
then
you're
that
here.
little rainbow and the da-da.
Yeah, right? Yep.
Is that
It's
how the song went?
I have no
Da-da-da.
idea, but
feel
I
like
love
that's
that you
how
know
it
what I'm
went.
talking about. I think you're right.
I think
Yeah.
everybody remembers
See?
the little
Nostalgia
rainbow.
and memories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It means so much.
All right, one more time with the meeting time, date,
Yes.
and location.
Yes, ma'am. It is April 9, so that's Tuesday, April 9, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It is in the council chambers, so you just go inside of city council and up the stairs, and there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I hope people take advantage of going and speaking their.
Yeah, I hope
speaking
so
their opinions,
too.
letting their voice be heard.
I think that's what they're looking for. So
Excellent. Well, again, always wonderful to talk to you, and I learn something every
too.
time you come here. So, but I think that does it for today's Twain Talk.
There we
There we go. Nailed it. Yep.
Did it.
All right. Well, I think that does it for today. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club Muddy.
Thank you.